What's up, everybody? I was gonna do this one yesterday, but then I just felt like taking a break, which is fine. Sometimes you just need to take a break. The Lovebirds is directed by Michael Showalter and stars Issa and Kumail Nanjiani. The Lovebirds tell the story of a couple who gets in trouble after a man posing as a police officer uses their car to kill somebody. I was looking forward to this movie, and again, I was kind of bummed it didn't get to make it into theaters because of you know what, I'm not going to say it. And I'm happy that it found a home on Netflix, which I think actually really worked for this movie. I would have still gone to see it in theaters, but I do think it definitely fits that Netflix brand. It kind of fits the kind of movies they have on there as originals, so I thought this was a good fit. Now, I did enjoy it, but I did not enjoy it as much as I thought I would. One thing this movie has going for it is the lead performances from Kumail Nanjiani and Issa Rae. These two played off each other really well. Their jokes kind of bounced off each other in a really interesting way. And their relationship on screen did make sense. I did believe it, seeing that these two were together. And you can see that their relationship is going through sort of a rough patch. I think they played that part really well too. Next thing, I think the story was really interesting. It kind of goes in a direction of sort of date night where there's some kind of bigger crime conspiracy thing happening. I like the build up to that, and I think the conclusion to it was really interesting. Towards the third act, I think they do a great job of pointing out the absurdity of the situation in the most realistic way I feel like I've seen in a comedy like this. It made me sit back and think, okay, this makes sense. This is actually kind of funny, and it makes you realize, like, wow, these characters are like really dumb, which you kind of think about that towards the beginning of the movie. You're like, okay, why are they doing all this when this, and this? So I think they did a good job of addressing that within the movie itself without being too on the nose. Next thing, the jokes. I think there's some good jokes here and there, but I did not laugh as much as I thought I would in this movie. One reason being that a lot of the big jokes were given away in the trailers, which I've said on here before is one of my biggest pet peeves about movie going. So when I went into this one, a lot of the big set pieces, big jokes were given away in the trailer. So of course I didn't find them as funny as I did when I saw them in the trailer. Now, there are some jokes I think that kind of felt like they were improvised, and in some moments I felt like that really worked. In other moments, I don't think they worked as well. So it's kind of a balance that they have to get, and I think they do, for the most part, a good job of that, but there are some moments to me that weren't as funny. Last thing I think this movie does really well is exploring the relationship between these two characters. Again, you start off with them on a rough patch, and you see them going through this journey of figuring out what they want from each other, how that affects how they see their future, and I think that's something that's really interesting and that they explore really well in the movie, which is one thing that I think makes me enjoy a lot more, is not as much the comedy or the action elements, but more so seeing what's going on between these two characters, seeing where the relationship is going and how they feel about it, the evolution of it. I think that's what's really interesting and makes these characters more endearing and more interesting to watch on screen. So overall, I would say this movie was fun. It's a good late night comedy. It's not as funny as I thought it would be, but I still enjoyed it. There's some great performances from Kumail Nanjiani and Issa Rae. The story goes in an interesting direction, and I liked that the conclusion felt realistic, but it also acknowledged the parts of it that were over the top. I think this is something that people will revisit over time and enjoy more. Again, it's not my favorite late night comedy, but I still think it's worth watching. The verdict. I think The Lovebirds is a great time. This is a great late night comedy. I think it's definitely something you can enjoy with your significant other, with your friends. When I watched it, I watched this on Netflix Party with Google Hangouts on the side, so like my friends and I could watch at the same time and also like joke around and laugh with each other. So definitely try something like that. I think this is a good movie to watch with people. So, have you seen The Lovebirds? What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.